Good morning from the office. I am BKP, North Georgia's only live online morning show. I'm your host. We come to you Monday through Friday, 8 to 10. Let me give you a little, let's just say today is New Viewer Day. We have some new viewers out there. So for any of you new viewers, we come to you Monday through Friday, 8 to 10. We do local information, state and national, mostly in national news. We have different segments throughout the week, like we have Carla's Corner on Monday at 8:30. Carla comes in. We talk about Chamber of Commerce events and things going on in North Georgia, and then that's at 8:30. And then on Tuesdays, we have Carlene Ferguson, and we talk about my AdvoCare daily spark and AdvoCare and me trying to get healthy, your host here on Tuesdays. On Fridays, we broadcast during the summer from 8 to 11. Every Friday from Sycamore Crossing. We're working on a couple segments up there. We've had a lot of guests. Downtown Blue Ridge, Sycamore Crossing, beautiful place. The shop's there. And we've had a lot of guests. We're going to let you know tomorrow some more guests that we're going to have up for Friday. We're working on a segment where you talk, where we have a doctor come in. We're working on a cooking segment on Friday. So all those great things going on at FetcherNews.com. FYNTV. So this is Good Morning from the Office. Then at 10 o'clock every morning, folks, stay tuned because Kevin Hensley brings you the #1 only North Georgia online newscast, live newscast every morning at 10 for 1 hour. Kevin Hensley brings that, the morning report. I also want to talk about Bill Johnson. Now, if you go to FetcherNews.com and you click around the top of the website, Dawson, Lumpkin, and White County, we are starting to grow that market in our news area over there. So if you're in any of those areas at Dawson, Lumpkin, and White County, and you would like to get more involved with our community section at FetcherNews.com, our sports, or anywhere over there as far as reporting, marketing, anything like that, let us know. But Bill Johnson, if you go to FetcherNews.com, is really starting to put a lot of information on the Dawson, Lumpkin, and White County. So if you want to get your information, public notices over there, send those to chief@FetcherNews.com. We'll get them up for you. Also, Union and Towns. We are looking for Union and Towns, a reporter in that area, and somebody to help with more community things up in the North Georgia Union and Town area there. Union and Towns County. Also, Cherokee County, North Carolina, over in the Murphy area. So just letting you know a little bit of what we have going on here at FetcherNews.com. Good morning from the office. Again, I'm your host, BKP. Now, Loretta Lynch, I'm going to do a brief segment on Blue Ridge, the city of Blue Ridge. And we're very thankful. I want to thank our guest, Jennifer Hazelton. I want to thank you guys out there for sending those text messages and emails yesterday to me. That I have passed along to Jennifer. I want to thank all of you because you guys sent me some great messages. She did a great job. She's going to be on again next week, so we're going to have her on again real soon. We'll let you know. But Jennifer Hazelton was our guest yesterday, and I liked backing away for about an hour and a half and letting this young lady tell you, share some of her thoughts on the presidential race and some of the things going on. So I want to thank our guest yesterday, Jennifer Hazelton. And if you missed that, you can find that on FetcherNews.com under the news section. Are we putting those under GMFTO tab now? Okay, so you go to the news. Lonnie is now, we put a tab under our news section on any of the websites called GMFTO. Go to that tab, that's Good Morning from the Office, and you'll be able to see all the segments from the show right on FetcherNews.com. So we set that up. We've been doing that here recently. Now, I'm going to do a segment on Blue Ridge and where I got sidetracked there for in just a minute, because it is getting to the point, especially on the East Coast. I'm serious, especially on the East Coast. It's getting to the point, Florida, Northeast, so many places you go. Say, well, where do you from, or where do you live? I say, well, we live, close to LJ. Well, okay, we've heard of LJ. Blue Ridge. Oh, yeah, we know where Blue Ridge is. Okay, so although we do have now a national audience, we have a lot of people nationally that are watching the show now from different areas. We're going to do a little segment on Blue Ridge because I'm a firm believer that if you take back your county, if you take back your city, voters out there, if you'll take back your cities, if you'll take back your counties, you'll then take back your state. And then if you take back your state, you can take back this country. Now, I know you're saying, oh, no, we've got until November to take the country back. I understand the election, everything going on if you pay attention to the show. But I have often told everybody, get involved. When they say all politics is local, if you will put good people in these positions, from Board of Education, city councils, county commissions, if you will put good people in these positions and take back conservatives, put conservatives in these positions and take back your local municipalities, then turn that into the state, then they have no choice. But anyhow, I'm going to do a little segment on City of Blue Ridge in a minute. First of all, Loretta Lynch, there is so much to do. We'll get George in here in a little bit at 9 o'clock. Loretta Lynch says that we may never know the motive. We may never know the motive of the terrorist attack. We may never know the true motive of the terrorist attack. We will never truly know what Omar was thinking that day. That's what Loretta Lynch. Folks, they are so out of touch with political correctness, and you wonder why Trump is doing well. They are so out of touch. Here's a thought, Loretta Lynch, it's Islamic, radical Islamic terrorism. And according to the mosque and the imam that is training these people in a lot of these mosques, okay, the study is that they have to do this. They have to. So let's not go there. But folks, if you're as upset about what Loretta Lynch is saying, if you're as upset about your government knowing, here's what you need to think about. If they came out on the Sunday show and said, we are going to delete this. Now, I pause for a minute because you got to put two and two together. If they came out and said, we have made a decision to delete this, and they told you that, you need to reflect on what they don't tell you that they're deleting. You with me? If they came out and said, we're going to delete this, we're going to omit this part, we don't want to highlight this killer, think about what they don't tell you that they're going to delete. Loretta Lynch, Omar, we'll get into more of that later. I want to know what happened to Hal, or what's his name, the kid from Indiana that was in L.A. that had guns, had a bucket of chemicals to mix. He was supposed to meet somebody. They have buried that story. They have buried the story about the kid from Indiana. And they come out, it's on the Huffington Post, and the police, the Santa Monica police, I think it was, says, our first comment. See, they came out, the Santa Monica police, I think it was, they came out and said that the kid said he was on his way to a gay pride parade or something, and he was going to shoot everybody up, blow it up or whatever. He was going to attack it. That was it. Go read the story. And then all of a sudden, the police put out a statement. It's on the Huffington Post. It said, you know what? We made a mistake. That was bad information. He never said that. He didn't say that. He told us that he was just going to the event. He was just going to the event. He was going to the go-go. There you go. Going to the go-go, everybody. That's all he was doing. I can read it. I read it yesterday to you. I want to know what happened to that story. Why has that story been buried? Why did the Santa Monica police come out and change their first comment? They've not changed that he was found with assault weapons. Okay? Now, how come the Democrats haven't come out and said, hey, what about the guy from Indiana that they found in California with weapons of war in his car? Right? Why no outrage over that one? Why no outrage over the bucket of chemicals that they said could be mixed up as explosives? Why? Want to know what happened to that? That's a long story. Can't get into that. That's another one. Want to know what happened to that story. Now, So we know it's Islamic terrorist. Crooked Hillary. Folks, Donald Trump's supposed to come out today with he's supposed to come out today, Donald Trump is, with his website, crookedhillary.com, I think it is, right? crookedhillary.com. Folks, you might not like it. You might think it's childish, but it works. Because you will remember little Marco. You'll remember Lion Ted, okay? Crooked Hillary. If this guy could just put Crooked Hillary in your head so deep that when you go to the polls and you look at her name, Hillary Clinton, and you think crooked, okay? All right, they're working on something for Donald Trump now. They have to be, because Crooked Hillary, watch what happens at the convention. Now, conventions love to leave with taglines. They love to leave with taglines. One of the best ones that, and I know you're thinking, well, wait a minute, really, you paid attention to this. One of the best ones, and I can do this one off the top of my head, is that I really enjoyed. I do not like the person. I didn't like the Democrat convention, but I always liked the tagline that Ann Richards did at the convention against George, I'm pretty sure George W., okay? And he said, George can't help it. He was born with a silver foot in his mouth. Okay, remember that? You don't remember that. Ann Richards said that at the Democrat convention. George can't help it. He was born with a silver foot in his mouth. Okay, so Ann Richards, former governor of Texas. Ann Richards, the mother of the Richards lady, the head of Planned Parenthood, put all that together. That's her mother, Ann Richards. But Trump will launch today. He says he's going to come out today with his speech. He's going to do his speech on Crooked Hillary, okay? Hillary is continuing her campaign of calm, cool, commander-in-chief mode. I'm in charge. I can handle all of this. So she's still on her campaign tour of, I'm actually the reasonable one in the campaign that is calm and collective, okay? But anyhow, he's going to come out. Trump's coming out today with his Crooked Hillary speech. They're launching a website, crookedhillary.com, and you wait till they come out of that convention. They're going to come out of that convention, Donald Trump, with some one-liners that are not going to leave this campaign all the way to November. They're going to be things that you're going to be talking about left and right. Now, crookedhillary.com. Guccifer II. We have a document dump. I was reading some of the documents last night. Folks, you can't just do everything. You can't. I mean, you got to go to a 2-hour planning and zoning meeting. Have you ever heard David Siphon, the city attorney? He's like a 33 LP. It takes 2 hours for him to tell anything. A planning and zoning 2-hour meeting. I ran out of videotape. I had to switch to a new one. I mean, boom, 15 seconds. I'm like, I got an hour and a half. How can it? Anyhow. So, Trump is going to come out of there with one-liners like you would not believe. They have a document dump on Hillary that I've been reading several of the documents, things about her Senate travel. A lot of stuff has been dumped out on Hillary. It's going to continue. It's going to hit these websites. I asked Jennifer yesterday if the millennials, that generation, would be interested. Let me tell you something. You take the whole Vince Foster story that you and I, at our age, we had to get from talk radio, what little talk radio there was back then. We had to get from a couple real conservative print editions. We didn't have all the internet flying around. You take a good Ron Brown story, you take a good Vince Foster story. You know, you and I heard the story of the lamp slung across the room. Now it's coming out that it'll be on the internet, on an internet near you soon. It's not on a screen. You know, remember years ago we made a joke, you know, if something's big, it was going to be in at the movies near you, at a screen near you soon. It's not. It's going to be on the internet near you soon. So I think Ron Brown throwing the lamp across the room, which we all heard, okay? Hillary throwing the fits. Bill Clinton calling Jesse Jackson an effing N-word. Really? Okay? Seriously, folks. Racist, not Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton. Racist, bigot, not Donald Trump, the Clintons. Bigots, crook, not Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton. Okay? See, Hillary Clinton talks about Donald Trump filing Chapter 11, which is a legal form of filing a bankruptcy that you can do. She talks about that. But she doesn't say that she hasn't had to file a bankruptcy on the billions of dollars or hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars that she's gotten from blood money across the world through the Clinton Foundation. On and on. So anyhow, we'll get into that a little later. Brexit. What is Brexit? You're starting to hear it. It's not just for breakfast anymore. We have been talking about Brexit on this show for a month. We have. We brought it up 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago at Sycamore Crossing, Friday before last. Rick Glickard and I did a full segment on it. He had just gotten back from across the pond, brought me this great book here, Chasing Churchill, by Winston Churchill's granddaughter. But we did a full segment on that. So if you're starting to hear it on the talk shows now, Brexit, you know what's funny is somebody called me yesterday and said they were listening to a talk show and the talk show said something about borders. Yeah, actually they want borders, okay? People have been sold New World Order all around the world, not just you here. All around the world, they've been sold this, and they're thinking for a minute, okay, if we don't have a border, then what actually defines us as a country? See, look up definition or define an area. Define an area. How do you define an area without a border? Well, that's exactly what the New World Order wants you to do, is not be able to define your area. Very simple. That's what they don't want you to be able to do. They want to, through generation after generation, say, oh, we just crossed over into Germany? No, we're just still driving on the highway. Oh, we just crossed over into France. We just went into the UK. We just went in. No, what defines? We've been talking about Brexit for weeks now, okay? And now you're starting to hear it because I think it's the 23rd. Tomorrow? Is it tomorrow or Friday? Anyhow, tomorrow or Friday. Brexit. I think it's the 23rd. It might be tomorrow. But anyhow, huh? I'm pretty sure it's the 23rd. But if not, the European Union, the British people are saying, hey, we don't think we want to be a part of that. We would like to define our borders. We would like to define our trade agreements. Interesting. There's a novel thought. We would like to be in charge of our own trade agreements. We would like to be in charge of our own immigration policies. We would like to be in charge of our own borders. Well, regardless of what kind of government they want to set up, they'd like to be in charge of it themselves. Now think about this. What does that reflect? The people. What is that? Is it tomorrow? Tomorrow's Brexit. Okay, tomorrow. Okay, we'll talk about it again. What are they wanting to do? The will of the people. Folks, there's a group all across this world. The IMF is nervous. The International Monetary Fund, they are nervous about the EU breaking up. They are nervous that, well, what if Britain does it and then the Germany, the people there say, why can't we do that too? Why can't we define our own borders? I mean, people have had enough with Brussels. They've had enough with it. What if, I tell you, they are predicting world war? I'm serious. They're predicting economic collapse, the whole 9 yards. Now, Venezuela. I just want to tell you real quick. You keep filling up with that Valerio gas. You just keep filling it up. Valerio gas. You remember Chavez came out and he was real nasty about America, so we boycotted Hugo Chavez. Remember, I hear now his daughter's the richest person in all of Venezuela, while the poor peasants are looking for a loaf of bread, right? I mean, seriously. And then it's going to be our place as a humanitarian mission. That's what we need next. Who could go a day without a good humanitarian mission, right? You got to have one, right? It's the right thing to do. It's only fair. You can't let people starve in the streets over a loaf of bread. But you keep filling up that Valerio gas this morning. You just keep right on doing it. Remember Sitco moved over to Valerio? I'm getting sidetracked. Anyhow, Crooked Hillary. I can't wait for today. Trump's going to do Crooked Hillary. Now, before I go to break, I want to say this. The reason I want you to pay attention to the Blue Ridge City Council and the Blue Ridge Zoning Department, if you're listening in Missouri, if you're listening in New England somewhere, Florida. Folks, get involved in your local city. See where the money is going. See where it's going. Now, here is something that's not going to be a popular comment. I am not making an anti-attorney comment. I promise I'm not. I'm not. But I will tell you what big business is. Your tax money getting squandered and sent to anybody with no regard whatsoever of what's happening to your money. That's happening. Thousands of dollars. I tell you what, you take a minute, if you're in Florida this morning, or if you're out west in Washington State, or if you're up in New Hampshire, no matter where you're at, get a couple people together and go pull your city attorney bills, your county attorney bills, and your Board of Education attorney bills. Go pull them. Go see what legal counsel is costing you, the taxpayer, every year. Now, some of your counties and cities, everybody is not doing this, okay? Some of your counties, your cities, your Board of Education, they are using their counsel as they're supposed to. And I do not oppose having counsel, okay? There's a whole world Sue happy, so counsel needs to be there. They have counsel on rotator. Every county, city, and school board, we use those three right there. That's fine. That is absolutely fine, okay? And I'm going to say maybe for the most part, a lot of your counsel is doing a good job for your municipality. But go pull yours to see which ones and how much is being wasted every year on counsel unnecessary. And we'll use Blue Ridge as an example. First of all, I think publicly, I've never actually said this. I'm not into who likes anybody. I get tired of that. I do not come here worried about who likes anybody. Serious. I could care less. I don't care if you like me. I don't care. You need to understand. I don't care if you like the city council member. I don't care. My number one concern when I come here is the taxpayers and your money. It's not a matter of who you like. If a city council member goes up and they're a conservative person and they're a good steward of your tax money and they take care of the city and they vote according to the best interest of the citizens and I don't like them, that's my problem. It's not a matter of who we like. I promise. It's all about your money, your tax money out there that you work hard for, that you have saved, that you pay. Now, that being said, I have a video where Patrick Crane walked to the podium. I'll not get worked up. I got it in black and white. And he went up there and accused the mayor of all of these things. The mayor must go. City of Blue Ridge, the mayor must go. Now, I'm going to bring this around. It's only going to last a couple minutes. The mayor must go. All right, no problem. Mayor must go. Then he reads the city charter. He reads right from the charter. And the shall remove, he likes to emphasize, Patrick Crane, by the way, shall remove. Okay, so no problem. So there are things that you shall remove that happen, the councilor or the mayor. Right on the top is incompetence. Incompetence. Now, as angry as somebody may get, it's not because I dislike the individual, but if you do the research on what Councilwoman Angie Arp has cost the citizens of Blue Ridge, it's an incompetent term that she's serving. She has served, she's incompetent. She should not be a city council member. She should resign, or she should be asked to leave. I'm serious. It's not because I dislike the lady at all. It's because she's incompetent. Now, the Girard and Davis is getting close to, I understand, $35,000. That's just from Girard and Davis. Folks, if you visited, here's the reason we say, why are you talking about Blue Ridge? Why? Well, there's people all over the country that don't know anything about Blue Ridge. Let me tell you something. There are small cities all over the United States that are dealing with this every single day. And we had, all right, Fire and Ice, chili cook-off. What, we have 10,000 people? I mean, I've seen events up there for Christmas or what are 15,000 people in this town. If you're sitting in the back of the room and you have guests from 15,000 people, 10,000 people, okay? And you have this many guests, and you're sitting in the back of the room and you're saying, well, you know, it would be nice if we had adequate bathrooms for our guests to use while they're at the city park. Now, I'm telling you, this is the truth, folks. And you're sitting in the back of the room and you're hearing, okay, so you hear somebody get up there and say, well, we've done a list, you know, we can buy paint and the local lumber yard will donate X amount towards it, $500 worth of paint, if we can get the labor, and the hand dryers will cost this and the bath. We could actually, and you hear these people talk for months on end about just trying to make the restrooms in the city adequate to use for the guest of 10,000. You have arts in the park. We have 20,000 people coming there. Barbecues, whatever, right? Blues and barbecue in the summer, all the above. And we're talking about can't get the money to buy a hand dryer for a bathroom. I'm in a I have video on this. But then Councilwoman Art can find $35,000 for Girard and Davis, not counting all the money that was spent on David Siphon during this investigation as counsel. I mean, so let's just say Girard and Davis is going to rally up with all the I's dotted and T's crossed. Let's say it's going to rally up to 50 grand. Lord, we could have built all kinds of brand new bathrooms downtown. We could have built stages. They go up there and they said, the one lady goes to the podium and she's wanting to talk about her chicken. I keep hearing the chicken on the grill. I'm okay with that. I like the lady. I got no problem with the lady. I got no problem with what they do, but I keep hearing my grill, my grill, my grill. Why don't the lady go to them up there and say, hey, you guys up here, you spent 50 grand on a useless report. Why don't you get Patrick Crane to come over here and help pay the debt off that he helped create? I have the video where Councilwoman Angie Hart made the motion for the investigation. So why don't the lady go up there and say, you know what? You spent all this money. Look, lady, they could buy you 10 grills. They could put you enough grills all the way down Main Street. I mean, you could have chicken lined up for a mile. These people are cuckoo. I mean, they're out there now in the city park. So the same lady that just throws your money away. Now we're going to get to 8th Street LLC because this is nuts, okay? The Blue Ridge train must come in, and when they blow the horn, they must say, next stop, Crazy Town. I'm serious. They must say, next stop, Crazy Town. I'm serious. Now listen. So they're over there at the park. So now Angie Hart, David Siphon, what, 100 grand, 50 grand? I mean, I'm going to tell you, it would be easy to take a couple $100,000. Yeah, folks, just in council alone, a council. You throw 8th Street LLC, and that's not over. You throw the Girard and Davis, you throw the emails that, you know, Siphon has sent back and forth with him over fighting over everything under the sun. Well, you got a couple $100 grand? Really? And then you give the keys to the city park to Councilwoman Angie Hart. Really? I mean, I'm serious. I don't know. I'm losing it here. You give her the keys to the city park. So what are they doing? They're down there. No, they don't care about the couple $100 grand in attorney's fees. No, that's not a concern at all, right? That's no problem there. No problem with your tax money just going out the window. But they're down at City Park with a couple of their cronies, okay? And they're down there counting how many flowers are planted. I'm serious, folks. How many trees? Oh, the plan called for 9 trees, and we see 7. We're just investigating it to make sure the other 2 trees for $12.99 show up so the taxpayers get what they paid for. Holy smokes. Bada bing, bada boom. I'm telling you, I don't know what to say on this. They've gone crazy. They have gone flat out crazy, okay? Nobody is doing front page investigations on the 200 grand. Nobody's doing a front page on the Gerard and Davis. Nobody's doing a front page on any of this. So last night, Ada Street LLC, they have to reapply for their zoning. Now, folks, I've said this disclaimer before. I had no idea one night. I had no idea what was on the agenda. I got my camera. I'm just going to a Blue Ridge City Council meeting. I don't know 100%. I don't even know what Ada Street LLC is. I don't know who these people are, okay? And the reason I want to put the disclosure is because I've told you at the beginning of this has zero to do with whether you like somebody. Zero. So I get out of the car. I got my stuff, you know. If you ever see me pack, I'm, always got my stuff. I'm getting it in. And there's a guy pulls into the pickup truck. He gets out. He's got a leather jacket. He's got a patch on the back. I say, hi, how are you tonight, sir? He says, hey, how are you? I go in. I set up. I don't even know the guy. I don't know who he is. Just say hello. I go in. I set up. Next thing I know, the Ada Street LLC gets presented. And the guy that I said hello to the parking lot gets up and makes a presentation. Well, I don't know he's Steve Oyer. I never met Steve Oyer in my life. I don't know who he is. Okay? I don't know the guy. So he does a presentation. I got it on video. Now, I've been following this thing all the way through. I got to close with this because it's 8:31. I've run over my time. But last night, Ada Street LLC reapplied for their zoning, okay, to go to C2. And I got to do a second follow-up on this. I might have to say something before I leave here because today I have to get it done. But they go for zoning again because after a year, you could reapply. Now, this is in court. This is another one of these multi-$1,000 that may cost, this may end up costing people, the citizens, this may end up costing hundreds of thousands of dollars. But no, we feel there's a goal. Here's what I like. Some people seem to want to go around and say the owners of Ada Street LLC have this motive. They have this ulterior motive, and it's dangerous to the city. They want to build 32 extended stay units, okay? So there's a big thing. I heard, well, what they want to do is move all these people in so they can vote. 32 votes. Oh, my God, what crazy town, okay? So anyhow, so last night they fight over the 21 days. In an extended stay, 21 days, you have to check out. Well, you can't come and check back in. Oh, they want to say, oh, no, because we want to stop any kind of something going on. Folks, let me tell you about an extended stay in downtown Blue Ridge that you better pay attention to. First of all, they have spent thousands of dollars on blueprints, so they want to spend, they keep saying, well, what if the owners of Ada Street LLC get hit by a car? Get hit by a truck. And they zone it Z2. They change the zoning to C2, and the owners decide they want to put a car wash in. Nothing you can do. All right, well, that's the risk you take at any time zoning anywhere in America. But, folks, they want to build a extended stay. They got blueprints this thick. They got they got everything done. This is not just a visual of what we would like. They have thousands of dollars invested in the blueprints. Okay. Now, extended stay, why do you want one in Blue Ridge? Blue Ridge is getting ready to open. And I'll close with this, and I'll come back tomorrow and tell you a little more on it. Blue Ridge is getting ready to open a very nice nursing home, okay, for the retirement community. Now, let's say children of patients in the nursing home or people that live at the nursing home, let's say children want to come from other areas and stay 5 days, maybe stay 5 days, okay, and visit their parents. They want an extended stay, somewhere where they go in, they put their bags down, they got somewhere that they can live for 5 days. What if one of their parents become ill and they're taken over to the hospital and they have to stay in the hospital for 2 weeks. And you have people that just want to come in, find a place. They don't want to rent a cabin. This is not knocking a cabin. They want to find a place that gets cleaned up every day, that is almost like home, where they can stay where their parents may be in the hospital for 2 weeks, okay? There's a lot of pluses to a good quality extended stay in Blue Ridge that there's a need. It's good for the city. Second, a lot of professionals are starting to come to Blue Ridge. I don't know if you know this side of things, but professionals. There's professional surgeons, there's doctors, specialists that come up and practice 3 and 4 days at a time at the hospital and some of the facilities now in North Georgia that want an extended stay. Where they're a professional, they come in. So they keep trying to paint this thing up as some bad place in downtown Blue Ridge that's going to have this enormous amount of traffic. I can't go there. Ada Street LLC reapplied. It's a disgrace what they've done with the zoning board. They're nice people, but people, it's time to put professionals back on your zoning board that understand what they're doing, and it doesn't take an hour and a half. But you should rest assured, because the person that has run lead on a waste of probably a couple $100,000 in the city now has control of the city park and is down there counting the flowers, because if the park says that if it's the plan says 19 plants and they only put 17, they want to make sure the taxpayers get their $3.99 for the 2 plants. So let's say you're $8. Forget the $200,000 they wasted. Forget the disgrace that they have made out of the council and spent and wasted your. Forget that. Let's worry about the park. And to my dear friend that goes to the podium every month to talk about your grill, do me a favor, go up there just one time and tell them that they could have built you a grill 500 foot long, okay, out of the money that they just wasted frivolously. So how would you and I like to have a couple $100,000 this morning? Hey, I'm your host, BKP. I got to go to a break. I knew I would get on Blue Ridge and get started because it was an hour and a half meeting, Crooked Hillary. I'll be back after these brief messages. Lonnie, let me talk about our sponsors first. Don't take off yet. If you'd like to sponsor our show, send us a message, chief@fetchernews.com. If you'd like to get your commercial on, or you would like to get your commercial on, or get an ad on FetcherNews.com, send us a message, chief@FetcherNews.com, or 706-889-9700. Day Chevrolet is located in Jasper on 515. Circuit World, promotional code, FetcherNews.com. Tell them at Circuit World, Fetcher News sent you. L&L Beanery, downtown Blue Ridge Coffee Shop with free Wi-Fi. Salon 84 Hair and Color, 706-253-9876, 706-253-9876. They're located at West Church Street in Jasper, Salon 84 Hair and Color. Clock Tower Gifts and Boutique right there on the corner in Jasper. Schottenkirk Ford, 515 southbound lane there on 515 Jasper. That's Schottenkirk Ford, plenty of Ford cars and trucks to pick from. Also, the UPS store of East Ellijay and North Georgia Diamond, located in the East Ellijay Walmart Shopping Center. Promotional code FetchYourNews.com. Mattress overstocked. Go see Gary, Richard, or Rhonda, the mattress lady, for the best mattress at the best price. They truly want to help you sleep better. They're located in the East Ellijay Walmart Shopping Center. FetchYourNews.com is your promotional code over at Mattress Overstock, 706-698-7378. And Ellijay Fitness, 379 River Street, Ellijay, 706-636-2348. WebWorks Lawn Care, 706-889-4893. 706-889-4893. Call them today. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show, and we'll be back after these brief messages. Lonnie, take us to break.